Hello, this is Callum and welcome back to another helper reaction video thing. That's going to end up being the intro for these videos now because I still have not come up with a good intro for the series yet. But anyway, we're reacting to something new. We are still reacting to horror stories, but not by Mr. Nightmare this time. We'll be reacting to Chilling Scares, who I don't think is a new YouTuber. Well, he's not. Well, not really. But he's more recent than Mr. Nightmare is, let's say. And yeah. And I have been watching him quite a lot, so I decided, instead of watching Mr. Nightmare, let's have a bit of a change, and let's react to some Chilling Scares instead. So, today I'm going to be joined by my good friend, Polly Reindeer.
Hi, Callum.
So, Polly, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm not doing too bad, thank you very much, Polly. But, yeah, so, we're reacting to the most recent video he's done, True Lockdown Stories. Well, you've not really reacted to this guy, have you, Polly?
No. I've reacted to Mr. Nightmare though, but obviously I did that with you, William and Fizzy.
Exactly. So, yeah, let's not waste any time and we'll get right into it. Are you ready, Polly?
Yeah.
Let's go. So this is a lockdown story. So this is basically like some scary stuff happens during the school lockdown.
Oh.
Right, we will try and be quiet, but it will be a bit difficult.
Every year, our school is required to perform at least 2 lockdown drills. But
our
principal at the time would always have us do more like 3 or 4.
To be honest,
so I was pretty used
I doubt
to
what very much people are when they watch
the teachers would always warn us ahead of time.
And then come here, but it doesn't matter.
That morning, as I walked into my first period class, I was informed by my history teacher that the school would be having a lockdown drill that day. I actually kind of liked them, because it meant we'd have less work to do considering the 20 or 25 minutes they always take.
Yeah, fair enough.
30 minutes into class and a short buzzer went off, followed by our principal's voice on the intercom. Like every other drill, he explained how the school was going into lockdown, but that it was just a practice drill.
I bet one of
he
these
explained that should there ever be a real lockdown, the buzzer would sound for longer.
Could end up being a real
there would
one.
be no intercom announcement. Our teacher instructed all of us to shut the curtains and go into the corner of the classroom that was not visible from the outside door. He then shut off the lights and locked the door. For the next few minutes, we sat in silence. Eventually, we heard footsteps outside. It was the principal trying every classroom door to make sure they were locked and that the classes were responding to the lockdown correctly. Before I knew it, the drill was over. The day progressed and I was now sitting in my physics class, which was right after lunch. At some point, I ducked out of the class to use the bathroom. Now, our school building had a basement.
I don't like where this is going.
Down there, they had a bathroom that was much more
like
private
the real ones
and
could happen while he's in the bathroom.
So I would always try to use that one. There were a couple classrooms down there, so it didn't look weird for me to go down there. I was sitting in one of the back stalls. I was the only one in there, which was usually the case. All of a sudden, I heard the lockdown buzzer start going off from outside.
We knew it, this is gonna happen.
It sounded for about a full minute before it abruptly stopped. I waited for the principal's voice to come over the speakers, but it never did. Which, like I mentioned earlier, was supposed to signify
good for you, my friend.
At first, I didn't really think it was a real lockdown, though. It happened too close to the practice lockdown earlier that morning.
But why would they have more than one a day, though?
I don't know. So
as I sat there for a few more minutes, I started to realize that if that were the case, that probably would have been explained over the intercom. I started to panic, now thinking this was real.
Oh, God.
I wasn't safe in the bathroom. The door had no lock, so I ran outside.
Oh, no, of course it doesn't have a lock. Jesus.
There wasn't much for options in that basement. It was also hard to see now that they turned the hall lights off. But I did eventually find a classroom door.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I tried the handle. It was locked. I looked in through the glass part of the door. In one of the corners, I could barely make out a kid hiding. There was a class inside. I banged on the door, explaining that I was a student and trying to hide. I got no response.
I thought they would open it anyway. They might be thinking that you're the guy. Or whatever.
Protocol was
yeah, they might be thinking that that's the guy that entered the school.
I was on my own.
To be fair though, that kind of movie the thing someone would do.
I found an empty computer lab first and settled on that. I got under one of the back desks, and for the second time that day, sat in silence. Only this time for a real lockdown. 10 minutes went by. Nothing. Not even an update over the intercom.
I'll be freaking scared out of my mind.
The hard-dropping sound of running footsteps from outside coming down the basement stairs. I could hear the person's heavy breathing. It kept getting closer. It now sounded like it was just outside the room.
Oh,
I started adjusting
Jesus.
my body position to try and duck down more to get further out of view, when a light turned on.
Oh,
It was the
God,
light
no.
to the computer on the desk above me waking up.
No.
I must have accidentally pulled the mouse cord.
No!
It wasn't that bright, but it was enough for me to make out a silhouette in the doorway to the room. I genuinely feared for my life in that moment.
Oh, God,
The
no.
person was just standing there. I prayed they wouldn't enter the room, and after what felt like an eternity, they turned and continued running down the
Phew.
hallway.
That could have gone wrong.
A few minutes
Yeah.
later, and the lockdown was over. The school tried to keep the incident silent, but it eventually got out. Apparently, a kid in my grade that I actually slightly knew stole his dad's gun and got in the
Stole
school
his
through a
dad's
back door
gun?
he left propped
Jesus.
open earlier in the day. Police showed up to the school and detained him before any bullets were shot. They later searched his backpack and found a paper with a list of names on it, which they believe was who he meant to kill that day. Pictures of the list itself leaked. My name was number 4 on that
Number
list.
4. You're near the top of the list.
I never heard if the kid just got scared and decided
did
not
you
to
do
do
to
anything,
annoy him?
or if he just genuinely didn't find anybody after entering the building.
Yeah,
Either
but
way,
please
I believe the
beware of
person
me,
that I
guys.
saw
I've got a bit
hiding
of
in
a
the
cough
computer
today,
lab
and it's
was
not very
him,
helpful, so,
and that I could
you
have
know,
lost
so
my life in that
if I
moment.
cough like a maniac throughout this video, just ignore it.
Okay. But damn, that was mad.
Yeah.
Back in October of
Not a great way to
2016,
start open the video
for
with, but,
whatever
you know, let's
reason,
go
these
with it.
killer clown sightings kept getting reported around America.
Oh, yeah, I remember those
Real or
clown,
fake, videos of them
like,
would almost always
spotting
get
things
posted
back in
somewhere
2016.
online.
Me too, but I was
That
in
whole
North
month,
Pole.
it was all over
They're
the
probably
news.
freed.
I remember in our town specifically, it kind of got out of hand. People in the area were committing real crimes wearing clown masks, or
Jesus.
sometimes full-body clown outfits.
That was a weird
It was
time.
honestly
wasn't it?
terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyway, back when this was happening, I was in high school. Throughout that whole month, many of the staff and student school emails received threats. They were always from a different random email address, so there was no real way of blocking them. It was always something like killerclown@cvx.zy.
Well, that's very original.
Something random.
Jesus.
It usually had something to the effect of killer clown followed by some random characters. It got so bad that the school had to send out a mass email to all students and parents saying they were aware of the threats and were taking them seriously.
But what would they do with them, though?
The teachers were instructed to teach
If you
with
can't
their
even
classroom
block them,
doors
what are you meant to
locked.
do?
We weren't even allowed
don't
to
know.
leave to go to the bathroom. Needless to say, a lot of us were on edge. I have no shame in saying it was really scary.
I don't blame
saw
you,
some
mate.
of the things the emails were saying. A lot of it was really graphic and truly disturbing.
Oh, lovely.
Of course, at the time, none of us knew if anyone was really planning to act on these threats.
Hope not.
Or if
That
it was
would not
just
be good,
someone
would it?
somewhere behind a computer
No.
screen playing
I
a
bet it
sick
will, though.
joke.
Yeah, that's why we won't have
But
much of a story.
honestly, it felt like only a matter of time before something would go down. And finally, one day something would. I was in my trigonometry class when the school's lockdown alarm went off.
Knew it.
Yep, it's coming. The clowns are
Principal's
coming.
voice then came over the loudspeaker.
Spooky, spooky.
His voice
No,
was
it doesn't
shaky.
even work. His skeletons.
Now, our principal was a pretty intimidating dude, so hearing fear in his voice only furthered my own fear.
Oh, brilliant. Not even the
I
big
knew
man
this lockdown
principal
had to
can
be
save you
related to
now.
the threats. In that classroom, there wasn't really a good corner for all of us to hide in. You could see a good portion of the room from outside the door. So our teacher ordered us to barricade the door with all the desks and chairs.
Everybody
in the room.
duck!
We then sat as far away from the door as we could, although even this provided a clear view of the glass window on the door. I watched as all the lights abruptly turned off in the hallway, shortly followed by the lights in the classroom. The familiar hum of the heating system faded. The school had cut the power.
Oh god,
It
no.
was eerie. The whole building was quiet, and there wasn't the usual whispering or joking around from other students like there was during practice drills for this kind of thing. Even our teacher had a look of fear on his face, putting me more on edge. We sat there for multiple minutes. We then heard a metal banging sound, like someone was hitting the lockers down the hall. A voice started yelling.
Oh, God.
One
Uh-oh.
of the girls sitting next to me quietly began crying.
I actually feel
The noises
bad
continued off and on for the next
for
few
this.
minutes.
I actually feel bad for
As
these
time
children.
passed, the noises
Yeah.
kept getting louder.
I don't even want to
Whoever was
imagine the
making
day they're
them
going through.
seemingly kept getting closer.
Yeah.
At this point, my classmates and I were staring at each other, all of us gauging each other's reactions. Then, the sound of the classroom's door handle rattling. I looked up. Through the glass on the door, I saw a clown mask looking in.
Oh, well, that's a lovely
Person stood
sight
there
to
for a
see,
while,
innit?
not doing anything. Then they abruptly ducked down out of view, and the sound of the door handle rattling
okay?
continued.
Yeah, I'm fine.
They were trying to pick the lock.
Well, hopefully they
I
fail.
sat there listening to this happen.
Our protagonist might be
The
dead.
lock disengaged. Immediately,
Oh,
the
thank
full
God.
body force of this
Thank God
person
for
smashed
locked
into
on
the
classroom
door.
doors.
The desks barricading the door slightly shifted back. This happened a few more times, but not much progress was made. They eventually gave up, and we could hear their footsteps running away down the hall. When police arrived, they cleared the building and escorted all of us out. No one was ever found responsible for the lockdown.
God damn it, I hate when this
It's
happens.
believed at least 3 people dressed in clown costumes entered the back entrance of the school.
It's
that
only,
day,
it doesn't just
intent on
happen in
making
Mr.
true to
Nightmare
the threat
stories,
sent over
obviously.
email.
Yeah, it also
At the
happens
time,
in
the
other
school did
stories
have
like
some
this as well.
cameras, but during the lockdown they cut the power, so they never caught anything.
God damn it.
School was canceled for the next few days. When we came back, the school had installed a new auto-locking feature on the doors.
You need
and
like an
windows.
electric fence or something. Just so that, like, if they try to climb over the fence or
This
something, they would
happened
get
in
shot.
2013. I graduated college the year prior with a degree in education. I wanted
Nice.
to be a teacher and was able to land a job at a nearby high school. The first few weeks, I was shadowing
I can
another
see you
teacher,
being a
as they
teacher,
called
Polly.
it. It was
Maybe?
meant to help me
Yeah, you
prepare
are
to
quite
teach
smart,
my own
I can't
class,
lie.
but it
Well,
really
so is
just
Esther
felt
as
like
well,
a glorified
so,
TA
you
position.
know. Well,
would
you
sit
two
in
are
the class
smarter
with the
than
other students
pretty much
and help
everyone
the
else
teacher when needed.
in my regard, but, you know, we'll just go
It
with
was a
it.
chemistry class.
That's
and
when we
on
put
one of
it.
the lab days, we required those flasks used for chemical reactions, measuring solutions, and stuff like that. All of that type of stuff was kept in a supply closet on the other side of the building. I made my way out of the class and started heading over there. After 2 minutes, I was there and began looking for the flasks. All of a sudden, my phone went off. It was an automatic text message from the school. Being a part of the staff, we were required to sign up to receive these automated messages. The text explained how the school was going into lockdown and that it was not a drill. By
Uh-oh.
the time I would
Here
have
we
made
go
it back to
again.
my class, the door would have likely already been locked.
Oh,
so
no.
I opted to hide in the closet by myself. I turned off the light and closed the door.
I would suggest hiding in a locker, but I don't
Wasn't much room
know
to
if
sit
many
down.
schools have
I had to
lockers.
just stand there in the dark.
Yeah.
After a few seconds, the lockdown alarm sounded from the speakers throughout the building. The usual ambience from inside nearby classrooms immediately died down. It was now completely quiet.
Uh-oh.
Breaking the silence was the sound of my phone going off again. It was an update. It read, "Please remain in lockdown. A suspected armed intruder has entered the building. Police have been notified." I could feel my heart picking up speed.
Oh,
Feel
Jesus.
safe where I was. Suddenly, I heard running footsteps in the hall. They ran right up to the closet door and stopped. The doorknob turned and the door opened. It all happened before I even had time to react. Standing outside was an older man in maybe his 50s. He was wearing a regular t-shirt with jeans. I'd never seen the man before. He asked if he could hide in here with me, and feeling bad for the
You
guy,
haven't really
I
got
said
much of a
yes.
choice at this point, do you?
There wasn't much room at all, but we both still fit. The man explained how he had been teaching a class down the hall when he heard the lockdown alarm. In my mind, this raised a red flag. Why then was he here instead of with his class?
He also doesn't like his
I
class.
asked him this.
That is one way to
Didn't
put it.
immediately respond. Interrupting the silence was again the sound of my phone. It was another update from the school. The text said to not open our classroom doors for any reason, and that the suspect was believed to be an older man with a beard. I frantically reread the words on my screen. I didn't get the best look at this guy, but from what I did see, he fit that description. I could now distinctly hear my heart beating out of my chest. I made a split-second decision. I opened up the closet door and ran. I went straight to the nearest
Nice
exit
one,
and
run.
out to my
Go,
car in
go.
the parking lot. When I got
Run.
there, I looked back behind me. I didn't see anything. I don't think the man followed me, or at least he didn't follow me
Well,
outside.
it'd be pretty stupid too, wouldn't
From
he?
there, I got in my car and left. I'd say around 25 minutes later, I received a final update text explaining that the police had cleared the building and the lockdown was over. I later learned a man had gotten inside by convincing the front desk that he was there to pick up his kid.
Well, he
Like
said he
that
was a
lockdown
teacher
was
as well,
called
so
when
he
they saw a
literally
gun
just
holster
made
around his
two
waist
things
as
up.
he was walking down the hall. Several teachers reported their classroom doors being forcefully struck during the lockdown.
Jeez, yes, he really wants to get into those classrooms.
The man was gone when police arrived.
Of course he
They were never
did.
able to identify him. He was caught on the school security cameras, but they never showed a full view of his face. However, they did show that he was indeed armed. I saw the videos myself, and I'm almost sure it was the same man hiding with me. But it was also dark in that closet, so I can't be certain.
Well, who else would it be?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's pretty much the lockdown stories. That's it. That's pretty much the whole video. So, what do you think of that, Polly, anyway?
It's good. I like this guy.
Same. Yeah, so if you want to see more reactions of us doing some chilling scares reactions, because he's done quite a few, and he's got, when I'm recording, he's got like 627k, you could just see there. Well, in future, he'll probably have a lot more than that, but, you know, at the moment, when I'm recording this anyway. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be the end of this video here. I want to say thank you to Polly for joining me in this video. Making Callum. Maybe if you want to see more reactions of not just chilling scares, but anything, just let us know in the comments what you want us to react to next. But yeah, the next video that'll come out on the channel will be Epic One on Tuesday. So if you want to see what we get up to then, aka putting a new minigame we just built, tune back on Tuesday to see that. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.